Hello, you guys. Happy Tuesday. I am getting ready to eat my lunch, and it made me think about habits. And I thought, well, now's a good time. It's quiet in the house. I have a few minutes to chat, and so I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about habits. So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I would consider myself, Kathy, I put your names together. Not a disciplined person by nature. I'm very much a free spirit. I'm very much, as I'm raising my children, I see Maddie as that was me. I don't know if I'm quite the extreme that she was, but anyways, I am by nature more like a go with the flow. Life is good. I don't like conflict, all of that. And I've never been a real, have to be super disciplined with my habits really until becoming a mom, especially a mom of twins. It totally made me change that perspective and know, okay, no, I have to be on a 3-hour feed schedule. I have to get them up at this time. I have to pump at this time. I have to do this, so it just made me have to be more disciplined. And in order to keep 2 humans alive, to keep myself sane, and to keep everything going, right? So as I've transitioned that into being a business owner, having 3 kids, helping take care of my dad, now helping take care of baby Levi. He's here today, taking his nap. So when there's all these moving parts, right, there's only so many hours in a day. And so becoming disciplined and getting in a really good habit wheel is how those things fall into place, at least for me. So I've read a few different books that I would definitely recommend on habits and how we create them, how we stop negative habits, because it's kind of 2 different systems, I would say, to start a habit versus to stop a negative habit, right? But what I have found in my life is that if I can create certain, we'll call them habits, some people call them systems, however you want to say it, certain morning routines, daily routines, weekly, all that kind of stuff. All of those things flow together. Hey, Terry, and Carrie's on. In order to take the thinking out of that situation, the energy, the time, the effort in that moment to make the right decision in that instant. So what made me think about it was this morning when I was getting the kids ready for school, making my breakfast or warming up my breakfast. I do overnight oats every day right now. So it's super simple because, again, the decision's already been made. All I do is warm them up, put a little fruit on them, and then we're good to go, right? So I don't have to think about it. I don't have to decide what I'm going to have today because I already know. Same thing just happened with my lunch. I got the baby down for a nap, and I'm like, okay, yep, it's about lunchtime. I already know what I'm going to have, and I took it one step further this morning by pre-logging that already into my app so that I know exactly how much protein is in this meal. I know how many carbs. I know how much throughout my whole day to know if I'm going to stay on track and hit my nutritional goals that I have for myself today or not. And so, again, it's just one step. Sometimes I think habits are all about just getting ahead of the situation. When we get ahead of ourselves and we plan in advance, we know when we're working out, we know what we're eating, we know what the plan typically is. Again, life's going to throw stuff at us and going to throw us off our typical routines, which is fine and normal. But knowing, okay, what are those habits that make me look, feel, my best, give me the energy that I need, help me to show up in a way that I really want to show up as a wife or a mom or a grandmother. What are those habits that make me do that? So for me, I know I have a list, you guys will laugh at me, that I have been tracking over these last 3 weeks. This is the 3rd week I'm doing it, with 7 daily habits. I wrote it out almost like a little grid. Let me see if I can show you guys. Like this. So I know my 7 habits are here, and then I have each day, and then I write if I did the habit or if I didn't. And then I calculate, I think I did that wrong. That should be, oh no. I calculate at the end of the day how many out of 7 I achieved that day. And so I've been taking my data from week 1 of doing this, last week, week 2, and I think it's super eye-opening when we really get this serious, which again, most people probably won't be there, but hang with me and just track what I'm saying. When even going into something like this where I am super intentional, I am very focused on these 7 habits every single day, that first week of doing this, I was only successful 82% of the time. And so it made me think back to the principle of the 80-20 rule, or the 80-20 principle, where we say, okay, 80% of our results, right? Like we have to focus 80% of our time, like eating well, right? Like say nutrition is just one of them, right? So if you say, okay, 80% of the time I'm going to eat really good, and then 20% of the time I'm going to allow myself treats and all of that. Well, we say that, but we don't actually track what that looks like as far as data, right? And so it was kind of eye-opening to me to go, wow, like I was really intentional. I was really focused on this all week long, and I still, giving it 100% effort, got 82% of it right. And then last week was interesting too. We had Barry's birthday in there. We traveled over the weekend. And so I was really good until the weekend, right? And so the wheels kind of came off as far as my habits and the things that I wanted to do. And so last week I ended up at 73% compliant with the things that I say I want to do every single day. And so again, it's just super eye-opening to go, you know, when we're trying to change things and we're really like, okay, I'm working out, I'm trying to eat right, I'm trying to do all these things, and then we get frustrated because the results don't always come as quickly as we want, or they don't come, right? And it's thinking back, and when I look at this, it's like, well, yeah, you have to put in the work, right? We have to do the things consistently to get the results over time. And when we don't, we can only look at ourselves and go, well, yeah, I can physically look at these and go, well, that's because you didn't, you went over your calories Saturday and Sunday. So you're probably no longer in a calorie deficit. So why would you have lost weight last week, right? So it's really that. I think it takes the emotions out of things when we get super strategic and we look at numbers, right? Because numbers aren't emotional. It's not like, well, I thought, I tried, I did, the emotions of it. It's just like, well, did you do the habit or did you not, right? Did you work out? Did you not? Did you drink your water like you said, or did you not, right? And again, we have valid reasons or excuses for things to come up or life to happen. And I'm not one bit upset about how I spent the weekend and the decisions that I made, because again, I was really mindful of what we were doing and celebrating and still trying to make some good nutritional choices within that. I still stayed true to myself and said, okay, I wasn't going to drink alcohol. And I was proud of myself, right? We're always proud of ourselves when we say, like, I said I was going to do this and I actually stuck with it, right? But it's still eye-opening to go, okay, well, you're kind of going backwards, right? You said you were going to do these habits. And again, I don't expect myself to be 100% compliant. Life's going to happen, but I think it's good information to know, am I doing the things I said I was going to do? And if I'm not, how can I change that? What do I need to shift? Where am I struggling? What am I not getting done? How can I fit that in? When am I on social media when I should be reading? Honestly, that's like my main issue. Maybe I need to find a book I'm really interested in or whatever it is. But I think unless you can dive into the habits wherever we're doing well, right? Wherever you're like, okay, I am so consistent with my workouts. I'm doing so good. But wow, nutrition is just not clicking right now. I'm just not in a good groove with that. I'm making poor choices. I know I'm making poor choices. I don't feel my best. I don't look my best. I'm struggling here. That's where you dial in and really focus on what is one small change I can take today and do that every single day for the next 7, 14, 21, however you want to do it, right? 28 days, and really dial that in as a habit. Then when you're not thinking about it anymore, like I don't really have to think about my nutrition. It's pretty dialed in. I meal prep, I meal plan, I get it all in my app before, so I know what I'm doing. And I follow it as well as I can. Some things happen, but that's not something I have to think about a lot. So it's like, okay, where am I struggling? For me, I've been adding in supplements and trying to read more. I've gotten way out of my habit of reading, so I'm trying to get back into that. So my energy and my time and my focus on building those habits need to be there, because the working out habit's already there, nutritional habit, the water habit, all those things are kind of already there. So now I can really dial in on this. And so that is kind of my challenge, I guess, and my thought today with habits is think about what will move the needle quickest, right? Or easiest. I always think about Dave Ramsey. We love Dave Ramsey and his debt snowball, and that got us out of debt a few years ago. And he talks about, you start with the smallest debt, not the biggest one. You start with the smallest debt and you list them all the way down until the biggest debt, not based on interest rates or what you're paying back, but what's the smallest debt, because the goal is you pay off that first debt, you get a win, you feel excited, and then you take that money and you put it towards the next goal, right? Or the next debt. And then you keep going, and it's a snowball effect. So it's the same with our nutrition and our health and our wellness. It's like, okay, what's the easiest win I can get today? What are some habits I can do that, maybe you're not quite ready to meal prep or meal plan or track macros or even track your food. Well, what's a nutritional habit you can make today? Maybe you're going to add in a fruit today, and you're going to say for 7 days, I'm going to eat a fruit or a vegetable. Great, right? That's an easy win you can do, but you still have to be intentional and mindful. Maybe it's water, maybe it's walking. So again, think about where you're at and what's that thing that's going to move the needle into the version of you that you are working on becoming, right? The healthier, happier, whatever version of you that you are aiming for. And start that small habit and then add a little bit, add a little bit, add a little bit. And then you'll see, this is what we do in our 42-day reset. It's the exact same idea, where you're building these habits over time that just kind of stack on each other. Kind of now where I'm at my 7, where it's like, okay, these are the things I'm now doing every single day to keep moving the needle in the way I want it to go, to honestly, to feel my best, for my digestion to feel good and not have that bloated feeling, to have the energy consistently all day long that I need from 6 a.m. when I get up until 9:30 or 10 p.m. at night when I'm wrapping things up for the day. To be able to be a good mom during that, be a good coach, be a good, we just have Bible study, so be able to be present with my Bible study lady. So all those things that life's demanding of us, what habits do we need to in order to be that person, right? So hopefully that helped. I just was thinking about this chart. I'm like, maybe I could create that and share it, and you could put in your own habits. And again, just to have data. I think that's really important too. A few podcasts I've been listening to is all about systems and data and how we just kind of create all these systems within our lives to make our lives as well-oiled as possible and to take a lot of the emotional decisions out. I try to make most of my decisions when I'm in a good frame of mind, not like waiting until 5 and saying, what's for dinner, right? That's never a good outcome when that happens. So getting ahead of everything, planning out those workouts, when you're going to get to the gym, when you're going to, get your lunches ready, all that kind of stuff, just taking the emotional decisions and the fatigue that happens as the day goes on. We make worse and worse decisions, right? Which is why we end up scrolling social media at night, because our brains are done, right? They don't want to pick up a book. They just want to check out and watch funny Instagram reels, or at least that's what my brain does, right? So think about this. If you guys have questions, if any feedback, if you guys would like me to make the chart and try to create that where we could all kind of put our own habits in there that we're working on, let me know. I'll try to figure that out. And have a great Tuesday, you guys. There's still one more class tonight. There's cardio core tonight at 5:15. I know Marsha posted the workout. It looks amazing. And then moving into the rest of the week. So one day at a time, focus on those habits, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.